right, Geronda? Yes. And he says, we need your computer. I said, I got a flash drive. No, I need your computer. Flash drive. So I have an iPad, and we're going to work this out because I got things on the real quick, okay? All right, so we're going to let the Lord have it, right? Yeah. All right. Okay, so here we go. Let's see if I got this right. Take this to go to next. Yes. The position of leader is essentially going to be a part of every aspect of your life. If you think long and hard, you are a leader to someone, right? Whether you are a commander, a supervisor, a father, mother, brother, or a sister, you are an example that makes you a leader in someone's eyes. The question is repeatedly asked is who and what makes a leader? My answer is simple. It's in everything. We all aspire to lead others, and we each have our own distinct leadership qualities. A better question that should be asked is, where do our leadership traits come from? Let's discuss the importance of understanding and mastering your leadership styles, appropriate techniques to naturally lead through inspiration by influencing others to become their best selves, and not by fear or intimidation as the leader of the pack. Now, anybody who knows me know that I'm going to just speak from my heart. You might hear me say amen. Don't judge me. Church for me, okay? I think y'all know what's in here. So I'm just going to, my amen corner right here. Listen, I'm ready, okay? So I want you just to flow with it, okay? So we're going to just let the Lord, he said it already. We're going to just take this flow, okay? Because we're all family here, right? And we're talking about being our best version of ourselves. And I believe that whenever you are conducting whatever the call is of your life, whether it is a teacher, an administrative professional, a doctor, just whatever is ministry. You've heard me say this many times before. And when you think of that, you think of your leadership qualities and your skills on a different level. I like to think about the fact that, when we meet people, when we talk to people every day, we have to remember that we are an example that God has placed in their lives to be a light. And so when we see that perspective, from that perspective, we treat everybody differently. Old people say, and old people raised me, okay? Treat others like you want them to treat you. Okay? I'm going to take it a little further than that. Treat others like you want them to treat you, your children, your grandchildren, your great-great-grandchildren, and those that you can't even see yet, okay? Because I promise you, if you do that, it will come back to you 100-fold. Now, I'm going to get off script a little bit, okay? So we're here together, right? It doesn't matter how it comes back. That's right. You do not do right and lead people the right way or be an example to people to get something back. You do it because it is the right thing to do. That's right. And you should always do things because it is the right thing to do. Because when you leave someone's presence, they should feel inspired that you were there. They should feel that they're better than what they were because you were there. It's not about you shining or being a person to say, look at what Lorraine did, look at what Geronda did, look at what Melissa did, look at what Tina did. No, it's what we do together, okay? And I'm completely off script, but it's all about leadership, okay? Yes. What does it mean to be by influence or inspiration? To lead with influence and from an informal position is to get others to follow you and act willingly rather than acting because you're their boss or tell them to do so. Okay? How you lead others when in fact you have no power over their role as part of the leadership influence. Inspirational leaders listen to their employees or team members, show recognition for their work, build trust, conduct themselves ethically, and can enhance the performance of their team and employees. Leaders don't force people to follow them. Say it again? They invite them to be a part of their journey. Everyone brings their own distinctive personality, personal characteristics, and personal background, as well as their personal experiences from other organizations. Therefore, leadership must be mindful of the unique perspective each person may bring to the work environment or your team or a community and understand that those individuals will interact with other individuals and show their coworkers and managers and the organization that in several different ways. So, you have to understand, we're not all heads. We're not all feet. We're not all hands. But I don't care if you are the pinky. Let me say this. If you are the nail, every part is essential to making up the whole man. Yes. A good leader doesn't have to be the one saying that I'm the leader. Because I'm Mary Kay, okay? And I used to be a Mary Kay director. And I loved it. And I still love Mary Kay. And I'm going to say a lot about this because I do Mary Kay not because of the money. And I love the money. I do it because it gives me an opportunity to interact with women just like me and you. And it gives me the opportunity to let them know that they're the best version of themselves. They can be whatever they want to be. It gives me the opportunity to help them lift as I climb. It's not about me. Because if I go up and I'm pulling you up, we go up what? Yeah. All right? So we're not, everybody's not the head, everybody's not the foot, but we all make up one unit. And when we realize that everybody has their own personality, personal characteristics, their own different quirkiness, whatever, we can't judge them and say, oh, they're so weird. Because when you start looking at them for what you think you are, you miss the uniqueness in them. Now, let me tell you something. People who knew me and know me now, when I'm at church, I'm the same, right, Katrina? I am the same. What you see is what you get. When I'm at work, I really try to be right. She works with me. The same, what you see is what you get. When I'm at home, if you come to my house, I will tell you, Jerron, if you want something to drink, get up and go in the refrigerator. What you see, because when you come through those doors, you are what? Family, okay? What you see, what you get. And when I go out in the community, Michelle, I want to be the same person. Because I'm a leader, I'm an influencer. You are leaders, we are influencers. But I want them to see the same person every place. Because that's what's unique about me. I will be in church and I was going to preach something or teach something, and I will cut up and laugh like I would laugh at you. Not at him, with him, or whatever, right? But I do that me too. Because that's who I am. I like to see people laugh. I see people feel good about themselves. But that's one thing that's unique about me. You may have a different personality. You may have different characteristics, but you are to hone in on those things. And as leaders, you are to help others, get this, hone in on their special traits and their special abilities. That's what God gave them. That's like He gave us, right? And help them become the best version of themselves. And so when we as leaders, we are leading by inspiration, we do that. We pull out of others the best to make them better because we see it in them. All right? But we don't judge them by the things that they don't do like us. Again, everybody's not the head. Everybody's not the foot. But we all collaborate to make what? A whole body. However, it's necessary for leaders to understand the relationship and build and level of impact individuals and groups have making their organization successful. Leaders should strive to have a system to assist them appropriately positioning them in positions that they are capable of doing. Now, we all got jobs here, right? Praise the Lord. Okay? Yes. I may not like it all the time, but it pays the bills and I like the shop. Okay? So I thank Him for it, okay? Whether you love it or you like it, you have a job, right? But one day you might be in a position, or you may have been in a position that has happened to you now, where you may be in leadership, in a job, or in an organization, or in a whatever. You don't judge a book by its cover. Because every book that looks one way on the outside may be something totally on the inside. Let me pause on that thought. We're going to talk back, and I did a live Tuesday night on my Facebook community, Her Life. And I talked about the incident that happened that was so sad this weekend with former Miss USA. Yeah. Wasn't she beautiful? Yeah. Right? Yeah. I think Georgette posted how her daughter and her went to law school. She was a mentor for her. So she had it going on, right? We would think, what in the world? Well, you cannot what? Judge a book by its cover. You don't know what people are dealing with or what they have in them by just looking at them. But as a leader, when you're in a leadership position, because some of us will not always be sitting in these chairs, I won't, doing sorry. You know, right? I'm sorry. You know, because the Bible says in all your ways do what? Acknowledge. You're not free from me, baby. And he will do what? Direct your path. So you have to have a relationship with him first. And then he will show you how to have a relationship with others. And then you might be the same one that people thought weren't going to make it or didn't give a chance to find something good and pull it out of that person by inspiring them to be their best self. But it takes you to be able to look beyond that and see that everybody is valuable. Everybody. Listen, there's a cliche that says, when God made me, he didn't what? He didn't break the mold. He wrote the mold me. He didn't make junk. He's a bitty, okay? So if he took time to make me, then there's a purpose for me. What makes me any different than anybody else? If he made me, Melissa, he made you. And if he made you, he made Tina. He made Bernadine. He made all of us. But it's going to take somebody to help us to see the good in what? Ourselves. And as an inspirational leader, lead by inspiration, this is what we do. Leadership is not based on, it's based on inspiration, not domination. You don't do what I tell you to do. You know, you should enjoy doing stuff or working with me. Not on cooperation, not intimidation. Yeah, that's it. I'm going to say this and I'm moving forward. I got out. And I would say I'm not long-winded, but I'll be lying. I'm not going to hell, okay? Okay. But I'm not lying. Okay, so this is the thing. You have to be careful how you treat people. I remember a quick story when I was in Orangeburg, and I was working at the front desk at Sheridan Elementary School for years as a receptionist. And there was this little boy who was bad as almost the devil. He was a little aggravating little boy. But I was always nice to him, you know? Because, you know, I got a little boy, I have a little boy. You know, he's a grown man, not y'all, but I have a boy. I mean, I know how boys can be, right? But I took time with me, you know, Miss Garden. What? I was nice to him. His parents saw that. He was the youngest kid out of grown children, right? Well, there came a time I was looking for a home. My husband and I was looking for a home. And we looked at everything and said, we thought it was right. We stopped, I just prayed to take God with you, okay? Okay, that was what we shouldn't have been right. We did, honestly, okay? Transparency. But all of a sudden one day, his dad came into the office and said, we're withdrawing him. You've been here for years. Okay. And he said, we're getting ready to sell our house. Well, he don't know I'm looking for a house. You better preach what the Bible. But I had spent quality time with God. But my leadership, my inspiration to him, not only touched him as a child, but his parents. That man said to me, he said, I said, well, how much is it? He said, well, how much you thinking about? Wait a minute. I mean, I really didn't know him. I mean, the way I knew him as a child, and one day, I was making cakes back then, his kids, he was soccer coach. My husband was soccer coach. And my husband prayed for his kids to lose so they got to retire, right? And they finally lost, they were out of the championship. But he kept on going. They won. He came to me and said, they cake. I went to the house about 2 years before that. Sat in the living room, in the great room, and sat there and said, nice little house. He said, fixing up. I could do this with it, but I like this, you know? And I left. Who knew it was a good house that I got? But it all happened because I was nice to his child. You do not know who you are entertaining. And even children need life spoken to them. Leaders don't look at your age. They don't look at your race or your status. They look at you. And they inspire you to be the best version of you. Because when I inspire somebody else, or you inspire somebody else, guess what? It inspires others. Leadership is neither a rank or a title. It's a choice. It's a choice to provide care and protection for those that we are responsible for. According to Simon Sinek, leadership is a choice. I'm right. I know your EOs, whatever you are, you're not leaders. They are authorities. That's when you dominate people. It's lessing power. Yeah. Okay?
Wow.
And we do what they say because they have what? Authority over us. But we will not follow them. But I also know many people who are at the bottom of the organization that have no authority. And they are absolute leaders. And this is because they have chosen to look after the other person, the one on the left of them, the one on the right of them. And they chose to look after the person because that's what leaders do. Leadership is not about power, it's about responsibility. Authoritative or power-struck leaders seek control and often abuse their influence. Often they yearn for attention and respect and use their power to yield attention. They lead by intimidation and see it as a garnishing or garnering respect. They see it as a right or a privilege to rule over others rather than a responsibility to set a positive example, advise, or offer guidance. Because they keep people close to them who are like-minded. Have you ever seen that? Yeah. You see one person a certain way, that's why they start pulling people in the group the same way, and the group becomes toxic. I would say it's dark. And if I'm light, and that's darkness, we can't stand it. But if I'm light, and I'm really light, or if you're light, the light shines great. And we shine over darkness. And we find the good in the darkness, right? And we bring out the best in the darkness, right? And you find people who what? They fall in line with you. Good leadership is a vital component to inspiring their team to collaboratively work to accomplish their goals of an organization. But for poor leadership, employees are demoted and feel demoralized and can disrupt the goal of the organization. It is essential that organizations and leaders work to ensure balance is created and maintained between the workforce environment that builds and promotes confidence, motivation versus one that is driven by fear to obtain the goals of the organization. Leaders become great because they, not because of their power, because of their ability to empower others. One of my titles that Melody said, and my co-worker said, is that I'm an empowerment coach. I believe that's one thing that God has empowered me and called me to do. Now, does that make me perfect? No. I can go through a whole testimony of stuff that I've been through just in the recent last year that I almost fell way off the boat. Under the boat, driving, and I was driving it, okay? Because I took my eyes off of my purpose and off of God. Because it wasn't, let me say this to you. Wherever you are right now in your life, take this if you don't take anything else from this. I need you to really ask God to keep you humble, keep you obedient, keep you meek, keep you teachable. Yes. Because see, you know the you before. You know the you today. But you don't know the you you're going to be in 10 years. You haven't met Cometa next month. You haven't met Cometa when she gets that promotion and she has the ability. You know, you don't know who you are then. So if you can't change happens so fast sometimes. Until you don't have time to realize how to change when you're there, but you're already there and you hit the ground running. So you pray about it now. Not only because you don't want to fall short, but because you're expecting God to do greater things in your life. And if you believe Him, you plan for it. Yes. And when He gets you to that point where you are able to empower others on another level, you will still stick the same personality, the characteristics that God created you, the uniqueness that helps draw life into people will still be there. Yes. Yes. Let me say this to you, this is very important. If you are in a toxic work environment, or whether it's a team, or your professional setting, or whatever it is, this doesn't just apply to just your workplace, okay? It could be anything. And it's starting to change you. You better stop. You better ask God to pull you out of that. And let me say something about God. God can bring you out without any, scars. He can bring you out in peace. provide for it, and you get so focused in life and what's going on until you get consumed. And when you realize and look in the mirror, you don't know who you're in. And before you be an inspirational leader, you become intimidated. And that's why I said you pray now. Because the Bible says, I know the plan I have for you. And he said it's not to bring you death, not to destroy you, but it give you a blessed end. It's a good thing. You know? He said, we try not to be in church. He says our steps, not just me, but your steps are ordered by the Lord. Because of where you are, there's a reason for where you are, but don't let it change who you are. He can move mountains. Listen, he can do anything. He can tell the wind to stop, and it don't What? But you gotta believe it, and you gotta pray about it now, because you want to be a leader that helps people. And you gotta see everybody as somebody who you are leading. When you answer that phone, you say hello, okay? Because you know that your voice might inspire somebody. So what if you're a secretary? So what if you're a bookkeeper? So what if you're a receptionist? You don't have to have the time to be a spiritual leader. Honey, just lead by the example that God has placed in you. There's somebody in this room that's sitting in the corner. I got to say a thing to her. His little mouse. When she opened her mouth, it's fire. It's just fire. Like, where did that came from? Always inspiring people. And you have to be that way, seizing every moment. Leadership looks a lot like loving people. Leadership, inspirational leadership, is life-giving leadership. There's a lady in America. She says, Miss Peggy, she says, God wants you to be warm and fuzzy. It sounds a little complicated, but it's the truth. He wants us to be approachable. He wants us to be relatable. He wants to be compassionate. He wants us to be the things that are like him. That's it. And when we are that way, we can really help transform the lives of people. And when you see somebody later on, and you got this group, these babies that you're working with, what's that? What is that? Them little girls doing that thing. Let me stop, y'all. I got to recognize my lady. I might stop going, oh no, but it's okay. I'm rocking my sneakers this weekend, all right? But you are leading those kids' lives. When those children are grown and you are old, not only this is the thing, my son, I love my son, I love all my kids, but that's my boy. He the baby. He plays for Elevation Church in Charlotte. And he says to me, the song they did right before the pandemic called The Blessings. And he said, not only be on your, but his song said, not only on your family, but your children. That's it. And their children. Yes. And their children. Come on. And their children. Yeah, when I pray, side note, when I pray for my children, when I have my children, I pray for not just my children, but I pray for their spouses. And I pray for their children. And I still pray for their children. And I pray for their children. Come on now. And I keep on, even when I'm old and rotting in the grave. Yes. Many, some years from now, those prayers will still live on. Yes. So you impact their lives today, baby. Yes. But you're not only impacting their lives, you're impacting their children's lives. Yes. And their children's lives. Because what you do is ministry. It's ministry. And God is using you in a way that might be unique for others. Because guess what? You don't have to say, y'all, get your Bibles and turn to be a minister. That's right. No. Because ministry is just helping people. Right? It's helping people, right? Use the tools that God gave you. He's going to give you more children. And he's going to give you more help. He'll give you more blessings to aid you in what you're doing, because you're doing it to God. He's pleased with that. So you are inspiring others. Pressure doesn't override compassion. to achieve as an override and influence leaders' compassion for people when they make a mistake. Influence leaders or inspirational leaders encourage people to take calculated risks, accept failure, and then get back into the game. Shake it off, get back into the game, and they're transparent. It took a lot for me to say, y'all, I used to be a very capable director. I said used to be. But I'm gonna say this to y'all, it was a choice. I got two of my girls back there. I chose to because I love what I do, right? But I don't want people just go out and put their money into Mary Kay. You may have to invest in lemonade. Understand? You gotta invest in lemonade stand. I got some lemon. You gotta buy some cups, right? You gotta buy a little sugar. The water free, depending if you want to buy a bottle or you gotta pay for that too. But everything you gotta invest in. So I believe in investing in your business and your dream. But it comes a point that if you pull out your pocket, let's pause. And I'm not going to be a leader that makes you do something that's going to hurt your family. I want to teach you how to do it the right way. And if I don't know how to quite do it the right way, I'm going to step back. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to take the load. I'm going to take it. And I come back and we learn together. And we live as we do what? Fine. But I push, and you should push people, encourage them. Take a risk. If you fall, it's okay. Get back up. You know, it's not failure. It's a learning experience. It's how you see the glass. Man, this glass half empty. Man, glass half full. It depends on how you perceive the situation. And you can teach others the same thing. People go through things, they hear enough already about, you can't do this. Oh, why do you want to do that? Maybe you should stay here. Maybe you should do that. Or they don't even hear it. They tell their dream and aspiration. Now let's pause on that because that's for tomorrow. Anyway, and people look at them like, really, dude? Well, we're supposed to get lights in. It might sound stupid to us, but guess what? That's not our call. Stop what you start to get off your day, girl. Stop what you start. It might sound stupid to somebody. And that's no place you're going to do something like that. But it was you that God gave you. And look at it now. So you're supposed to help pull and nurture what's in there. That's still whatever's in you. That's nurturing. You ain't going to be doing what you're doing all day, girl. You want to lead, you're going to lead. But be the leader that God called you to be, okay? You're going to lead. You're going to lead. However, authoritative leaders seek to take control and abuse their influence. Often they yearn for attention, respect, and use their power to yield attention. They lead by intimidation and fear rather than, like I said earlier, garnishing and inspiring others to follow them. They see it as a right or a privilege to rule people and a responsibility. They overlook that part to set a positive example. You don't know. The saying said never say no. You see somebody now stop, never do that. Don't you say that. Whoever said stop. Because I the same words is a book that's called Hung by the Tongue. That's deep, right? The book is called Hung by the Tongue. Okay. And you can look at somebody's situation or what they're doing and how they're doing something and say how you think they should be doing it. It's okay to voice your opinion constructively, okay? But to not dominate what you think should be done. And if you in that same position, you might not even be able to do what half of what they're doing. Because it's easy to look in the window from the outside than actually be in the house doing stuff. Leaders who produce other leaders multiply in their influences. Influential and inspirational leaders are influencers. When they influence others, their influence increases and begins to spread to all who encounter their influence, either directly from them or from others. What I said with your kids, right? Inspirational leaders are highly effective leaders who seek to uncover the greatness in everyone, no matter who they are. They are more likable than powerful leaders or power authoritative leaders, as they consistently identify a common point of interest in others and compromise whenever possible, so both sides are satisfied. If he's nice. The best leaders also tend to be great negotiators who seek to understand other sides' perspective so they can offer options that benefit everyone involved. The saying that says, credit, they give credit. Good leaders. Leaders should influence others in such a way that it builds people up and and educates them so they can duplicate this attitude in others. Leadership is more than an art, I believe. It's much more an art, a belief, a condition of the heart. Didn't you say leadership is like loving people, right? More so than a set of things to do. If your actions, let's happen. Let's do quiet song. Let's say this here. If your actions, come on. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. You're a leader.
We need that. Hold that. I need that.
Good?
Yes. Say so. Amen.
Leadership is about empathy. It's about having the ability to relate to and connect with people for the purpose of inspiring and empowering their lives.
Yes.
Influential leaders serve as mentors, inspire innovation, and empower others. Greed, arrogance, and a focus on maintaining a position of power undermines a company or a team's culture. You know what? I don't care. You're a pastor's wife, right? If not, you mentioned the law, people, I guess eventually. But you're a minister, like you in church. Okay, whatever you do, okay, when you walk into a room, you are a culture changer.
Yes.
You have the God-given ability to change the tone.
Yes.
But you have to believe it's in you.
Yes.
And when you believe it's in you, you can identify it as somebody else. You are a game changer, a culture changer. So when you walk into a room, again, that fine line between arrogance and conceitedness, and being able to be confident, walk in. If you got to put on the same pants you wore 3 days this week, iron them, wash them, iron them, put them on. As I said in my talk tonight, you got to put on your sneakers and your stilettos. Come in there confidently, knowing that you are going to change the culture. We said about darkness and light. When there is light, darkness has to flee. And if you're a culture changer, there's light in you. And when you walk into the setting, but darkness has to flee.
Walking like all
But you got to believe it. Even in your home.
Amen.
See, we said leadership doesn't start this in a professional setting. Or in the church. It's out in school. It's everywhere. There is somebody who you don't even think that's watching you.
Yes.
That's why I don't like wearing hats. Well, not that hats, but you know, you put the face on.
That's right.
Because you don't know who's at you, Maria. Who you're inspiring. But change the culture. They're willing to take a back seat and help others who have talents, abilities, and help them get recognized. They have high character, keep their promises, and regularly share credit with fellow employees. Influence leaders are inspirational leaders, encourage feedback from all. They want to know what everybody's saying. Listen, before I became a director, I had, I think, 8 girls, 9 girls, 10 girls. And before I did it, I can tell you, now, I would be the director. And if the unit got, I would have a car. I would make money. But the point was, is that I could have just said, we're going to do this. I didn't do that. I sat down with them. because we're a team. We gotta have ownership. You're not gonna work out something you have no ownership in it. You know, you're not gonna do it if you're not a part of it and you're really actually a part of it and you feel like you have the ownership. I said, this is what I would like to do, what you guys think. And they can take everything that I knew, I gave to them. And okay, so I can't do what I do. What are we gonna do? And the little girl said, let's do it. Let's do it. And we did it. We did it. So in return, when it got too much for those that were with me, those that came along, I said, I prayed. Yes, I did. God said, step back. I said, we're not going to do it anymore. Because you're here to help me, but I want to help you too. You see what I'm saying? We change the culture. We help. We give credit. We are concerned about the opinion and values of others. What they have to invest. Because you know, we don't know everything. That's what it says. We don't know everything. I'm 54 years old. And my daughter is 33. My baby was 33. They're married 34 years to my same little girl. Anyway, she tells me stuff. And I'm like, you think, I mean, I do it jokingly. You think I had you? But what she says makes sense. You know, but why wouldn't it? If God gave me her, and I saw him how to raise her, and she is an adult now and she's followed that path, why wouldn't she say that it made sense? Well, if she did not, is your child of God? Listen to it. Don't knock it. Because it might change the course of your life. Everybody's opinion is valued. And leadership empower people, inspire people, lead, change, and share vision. Y'all just want to prayer for the Lord. Give me a second. Someone's going to say something, you guys. I'm reading this book. The challenge of leadership is to be strong, but not weak. To be kind, but not weak. To be bold, but not bold. To be thoughtful, but not lazy. To be humble, but not timid. To be proud, but not arrogant. To have humor, but without power. So I'm reading this book, and it's called Life Giving Leaders. And I'm reading an excerpt from this book. You guys got to hear it. Okay? It says, great leaders breathe life into leaders around them. Insecure leaders, not so much. You will do one or the other. There's no third option. You will be included in the stories of the men and women who reported to you and work alongside you. Think about it. Every story they tell from now on, those girls, who you lead, who you influence, as time goes on, they're going to include you in your stories. Either you'll be the boss or manager or team lead who spoke to their potential, allowed them to shine, and was quick to give credit where credit was due, or you'll be that other you, okay? The one who hoarded the credit. The one so consumed by his own career or accomplishments that he gave little or no thought to helping the next generation. The one easily threatened by new talent, fresh ideas, and thinking outside the box. Regardless of your personal success or achievements, hear me well. When the folks who reported to you tell their stories, you will be scored pass or fail. Well, it's unlikely they'll use that exact terminology. But they will remember you as either a life-giving leader or a leader who sucked the life out of them. You will be celebrated as a leader who put the wind in their sails, or you remember as the headwind, someone who impeded and achievements of those you led. The choice is yours. And you have the choice every day. Remember, live as you climb. Be honest. Be transparent. Be trustworthy. Be obtainable. Be tangible. Treat others. Y'all ain't getting that? The way you want to be treated, right? See the good in others when they can't see it themselves. And don't show favoritism. Be patient and don't compare apples to oranges. Lead from your truest and authentic self.